Очень,
Скажите, что за музыка играет сейчас?
беспонтовая музыка. На самом деле, очень плохая музыка.
А зачем вы пришли сюда?
Я думал, намного лучше будет это все. И очень плохая музыка, просто очень плохая музыка. Я думал, намного лучше это все будет. Сколько раз сюда ходил, было намного лучше. Ну и на этот раз как-то не удалось. Во-первых, народу мало, музыка не очень.
А что за направление?
А?
Что за направление?
Направление? Какое направление?
Что за направление музыки играет сейчас?
What's up, team? Guys, it's been a little while, but I'm back. I've just noticed that the YouTube chats are not coming through, so I'm gonna have to open a second window to get that. I see Bix and Aldi Music already chatting there. Let's see if I can somehow add this to the other chat window because this is a little bit ridiculous. Okay, we can do it like this today. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with the chat at the moment. I haven't streamed in about a month, so give me one short moment, please. Yeah, so let's roll like that for tonight. Yeah, hope everyone is well. Yeah, I've been away for a month. I've been sick, so I haven't been feeling good recently, but I'm back. Gonna start off with a big congratulations to the Coco and to David Brings. You guys won the Give Up Your Girl remix contest. Kiwi Stage, the record label, got back to me, so you guys have won. Your official remixes will be released by the label. I'm still chatting to them about release dates, etc. But well done, guys. If you missed that stream, we did a sort of remix competition, and yeah, those guys won. So congrats. All right, so I need to resize this because yes, new microphone indeed. How can we do this today? This might be a terrible way to do it, but let's try it anyway. I have no idea why the chat would not be working, but hey, let's just live with it. Okay, so we're going to start with Hyperthermite. We have here. And Hyperthermite, a new submitter. This track's called New Bass House Track. Let's have a listen. We have no... I'm just wondering why that is. Let me see. We should have some audio now. Yes. So let's start that again. I'm a bit rusty in the old streaming department. Here we go.
Bitch, I go in. Bitch, I go in. Bitch, I'm a hustler.
Murder the game.
Bitch, I'm a hustler.
Bitch, I go in.
Bitch, I go in. Bitch, I'm a hustler.
Murder the game.
Bitch, I'm a hustler.
Bitch, I go in. Bitch, I go in. Bitch, I go in. Bitch, I go. Bitch, I go.
Yeah, so pretty neat track to start the stream, guys. What did you think? I'm seeing a lot of love in the chat already for this one. So yeah, this track had pretty good energy from the start. I think yeah, I agree with the comments. It's very well produced. I think you could have gone. So I heard like lots of automations and stuff like that. You could have you could add a few more automations in there, here, there, and everywhere. The vocal in some instances was like a little overused, like a little repeated too much, but it kept the energy going in the track. So, you know, you have to keep it in there to sort of keep it consistent. There was a section here. Where was it? Yeah, there was a I think it was this where the vocal chop was. Sounded a little like, didn't sound like it was in the right place. Hang on. Yeah, I mean, it's only slightly out, but it just doesn't fit the rhythm and intonation of the music. I love the aggression you have in the bass line as well. Like, I don't know if you added a little bit of overdrive to your bass line or something like that, but it sounds really raw and really rough, which is like good. It gives it a little bit more aggression in the sort of bass frequencies. I've been using overdrive a lot recently on my channels, just to give some elements a bit more like power, and it just a lot of synths, like when you use a preset or something and you tweak all the parameters, you always sort of still hear the original preset. But man, adding the just 20% of overdrive changes the sound so much. Just doesn't sound like a preset. So I really like the energy in that track, man. Thank you for submitting. Let's quickly check out your profile, see if we can improve anything. Yeah, so definitely there's an information section here that you need to fill out. So make sure you add your Instagram, your Facebook. If you have any tracks on Spotify, make sure you add them, my friend. We want to know a little bit about you. So where you're from, what got you interested in music production and things like that. Yeah, what else? We can see you've been producing for a little while, for about a year. So maybe you're like a Corona producer, I call you guys. Like, a lot of people took up a new skill during Corona, so perhaps you are one of them. So welcome to the music production community, my friend. What I'll do, I will listen to your second track a little later, this Asylum. So if you're watching live, sit back, relax. Otherwise, yeah, if you're watching this back on YouTube, I hope you are doing well. For all you guys on YouTube, give the video, smash that like button. All right, Escape the Tiger, Spiritual, Fizzy on the beat. Let's have a listen.
Let go, feel this feeling sink down to your bones. Got these chills, this feeling spiritual. Bullseye to the chest, it's in the soul. Let go, keep on keeping on when you feel low. It's good to vent, it's good to be alone. And when you fall, just make sure that you know. Light up, stay focused, and play this song like 40 times. Sit back, remember your journey is on the right time. Got so many things to do, but just relax and let go. Cause only good things come your way, it's when you are on your own. Let go, feel this feeling sink down to your bones. Got these chills, it's spiritual. Bullseye to the chest, it's in the soul. Let go. Keep on keeping on when you feel low. It's good to vent, it's good to be alone. And when you fall, just make sure that you know.
Yeah, super chilly.
I am who I am, don't wanna be nobody else. People gonna envy, but
Hey, Coloron. Yeah, it's normally a lot neater than this, but I'm having problems with Restream, so none of the chats are coming through Restream, only Twitch. Normally, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch are all perfectly stacked there on the basically above me, but tonight something's been difficult. I don't know why, so this was the easiest fix.
place else. Got no time for nonsense. I don't do this for nobody else. I do this for the ones that got me, bitch. I do this for myself. Let go. Feel this feeling sink down to your bones. Got these chills, this feeling spiritual. Bullseye to the chest, it's in the soul. Let go. Keep on keeping on when you feel low. It's good to vent, it's good to be alone. And when you fall, just make sure that you know.
Okay, I dig this track. Like the vibe is good. Like we're traditionally speaking, this is more. It's more the streams that we do is more dominated by you know, like EDM. So it's good to hear this style of music sort of come in. I guess your sort of 808 kicks is really like booming in the track. So like you could consider sort of bringing that down in volume, and you can make it cut through the mix in a different way. So at the moment, what it sounds like to my ears is that you've mixed your kick really loud so that it can be heard, right? Another way you can do it is with EQing. So you can take all the EQ from all of your tracks and sort of wipe out the sort of bass frequencies, and then your sub kick and your kick will sit in those bass frequencies and cut through the mix a lot neater. Yeah, and the vocal could use a bit of compression as well, just so it gels a bit better with that kick. And I know that the vocal is meant to sound a bit like, you know, like urban down tempo, but it could use like a little bit of saturation on it to lighten it up and brighten it up in terms of frequencies, because it's sort of it's occupying a frequency space that's sort of already filled up a bit by your little like sort of things that are going on. So yeah, I guess it's a piano of some sort. Yeah, another thing you could do is, so what you have done really nicely is you've got your vocal and you've panned it a little bit, like to the left and to the right. So you've given the vocal some width, so your vocal's cutting through the mix quite nicely, but I feel like the kick is a little too loud for the track. So at the moment, you've got 138 plays, 46 likes, plenty of reposts, and plenty of comments. So people like what you're doing, man. Remember, this is just my opinion. So you don't have to... you don't have to change anything if you don't want to, because music is subjective. And yeah, just my opinion. So thank you for sending us your track, my friend. We are going to push on to Bix music. Let's have a listen. Oh no, this was, yeah, let's have a listen. It's a Dropbox link. Always a surprise, these Dropbox links. Let's have a listen. UK based thing, work in progress. All right, let's have a listen. Doing well, OVR. Thank you, my friend. Feeling much better. Low energy, but feeling better. Hey, Addy. How are you, man? Yeah, okay, Bix, man, it's a good idea. I know your standards of producing, so I can tell this is like a huge work in progress. So, not gonna sort of smash you too hard with like it sounding good or bad or whatever. Yeah, the idea is solid. So if you've got that solid framework, as you've said, it's already missing a ton of effects. I can tell that the drums are super dry, like reverb, panning, layering, etc. is needed across everything. But the melody is like the most important thing. So it's already catchy. Like in Germany, say you have an earworm, so the melody's already good. It's something you can build on. Layer a few more automations. Build tension. So like you obviously need to add all your effects. I've already read there, but just things like rises, white noise, and just a little bit of reverb here and there, because everything sounds very sort of isolated and mechanical at the moment, especially on your drum track. But I know it's just a work in progress, so I'm not going to hammer it too hard. But yeah, the idea is good, so it's a good framework. Keep working on that, man. And yeah, see how we go. Yeah, it seems a bit raw. Yeah, man. Thanks for the track, man. I hope you're doing well. Guys, I'm actually going to skip Wilson's track. Wilson's actually donated for me to delay his song. So, guys, if you want to donate, you can donate and you skip the line, but no need tonight. The line is very short. We normally do about 20 to 30 tracks, but I think tonight will just be about 10 or 15 because it was very short notice with tonight's live stream. So, yeah, and I don't have much energy because of my health issues at the moment. But all right, Complaint, run it back. Let's have a listen. And for anyone new tuned in, prepare yourself because Complaint is usually doing some crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah, if you're watching on Facebook, hope you're doing well. Smash the like button. YouTube as well. Give it a thumbs up. I see you guys there chatting. So hope you're well. Let's have a listen. Initial thoughts is that the sort of saw, it sounds like you've got like a saw bass which is sort of filtered down a bit, so it's got this sort of like cool little crushing sound. Sounds like that's a little out of key to what's happening. They're like, hang on. It sounds like sounds like your sort of bass sort of growl is hitting off pitch to everything else, but we've only just heard the first 30 seconds. It might be like harmonically correct. Let's go through the track and see. Yeah. So yeah, it could be the vocal. hey, Complaint, do you want to jump over to YouTube and then I can sort of close this restream chat, and then everyone's on YouTube. It's normally where the party's at anyway, so. Man, sick. I think, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, man, before. It probably is those little vocal chops that are slightly out of key. So that was what was maybe like initially throwing me off in terms of like pitch, like something sounded out of key, but nothing major, man. We know your talent. We know what you're capable of. So for you, it's an easy fix. Also, man, I'm excited. Our collab made, so if people aren't aware, for any new guys tuning in, Complaint and I did a collab. Man, it's been a few months, hey. I sent him an idea, which was, I'm gonna say it was pretty weak, but I liked his aggression from hearing his tracks in all the demo drops. We're up to demo drop 50, guys. Can we believe that? Yeah, man. And our collab, he gave it the aggression that it deserved, and yeah, a label signed it. They're going to release it on some sort of monthly compilation thing. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I don't know. We finally got there. So congrats to us. Also, man, thanks for the track. Hope you are well. Let's push on. Again, I'm going to skip Wilson because he's at work or something. So Zach Bennett. We haven't heard from Zach in a while, actually. Yes. Been a long time, Mr. Bennett. Wilson, you're here. All right, Wilson, let's get into Wilson's now, and then we get Zach Bennett's out of the way as well. So, Wilson in a Starlight, work in progress. Did I quickly read that this is a added a build up and more oomph? Good. Okay, let's have a listen. In a Starlight, work in progress. There sounds like a bit of a volume difference here. It sounds like everything's under compression, probably like with sidechaining with your kick. And then when the kick stop, everything sounds a little like louder and released. So maybe you can have a small automation on your master just to dip the volume a bit when this break first hits. Because if we all listen, it's sounding sort of, all the elements are sounding a little compressed, and then you hear it go up a bit. So it could be that, or it could just be your impacts and your sort of sweeps down and things like that. Maybe they're mixed a little too loud. But again, like always, it's just my opinion, my ears. So let's keep going. nice, man. I love the automation with the build up, how you bring in each element. It's always so nice. Ah. Okay, the kick sounded funny here. I would even when you have this really nice breakdown, Wilson, it might be a cool idea. Try with this arpeggiator, having it 1 octave higher and see how it sounds. Yeah, but the kick didn't sound right to me. I had the BPM in my brain, but it sounded out of sync. Yeah, for me I'm not sure. Maybe it's how the arpeggiator's positioned on the piano roll. To me, it sounds like something's not syncing up right, but it could just be my ears. Could it be like a BPM change or something? Something doesn't sound... Okay. Yeah, it's definitely right. It's definitely right at this point. Man, I have to commend you on your build-ups. I remember your build-ups used to be a little thin and a little like predictable. But man, with each track or with each sort of like resubmission, you're adding more and more complexity to your build-ups, and it's just really small things, man. But from all these weeks past to now, I think, when did we first meet, Wilson? Like stream number 10. Man, I think it's impressive, the attention to detail that you have on each element, man. Really, really good. All right, let's continue the fire. Yeah, man, really, really nice. I really like the sort of bass, like this sort of sound, right? That's happening throughout the track. It's panned nicely, so it's not too loud overall in the mix, but because it has good width, it's coming through the mix quite strong, and it's really dominating. Yeah, we're almost at anniversary, bro. Yeah, man, I can't commend you high enough. So this is it's always a choice that people have where they want to get their whether they want to get their works like professionally mastered or not, or whether they just send it to a record label, you know, as is, sort of mixed and mastered from the producer. Up to you. I'm not sure, Wilson, if you get your stuff professionally mastered, but for anyone watching who's never had a track professionally mastered, I highly recommend you pay for it at least once, and just see the difference that can be achieved with just a few euros. If anyone's interested in getting a track mastered, just send me a DM on Instagram or something. I can send you a link to my mastering engineer. He does a great job. He's a guy from Spain, and he does it for, I think, maybe like 20 euros or something. So 15 to 20 euros, I think. Mention my name and he does an extra good job. But enough about that. Wilson, man, very, very good. All right, we are going to now listen to Zach Bennett's track, Miley Cyrus Midnight, Zach Bennett remix. Traditionally speaking, these are really cool, like Melbourne bounce tracks, but let's have a listen. Tight so far.
Yeah, it's been a long night and the mirror's telling me to go home. But it's been a long time since I felt this good on my own. Now the years went by with my hands tied up in your ropes. Forever and ever more. The midnight sky is the road I'm taking.
I'm liking the energy so far. Initial comment is the vocal sounds really thin. So you need to give it a small bump in EQ, like in the definitely in the mid to high frequency, not mid to high, but definitely in the mid frequencies. Give it a small bump in EQ so that it cuts through the mix a bit better. Also, you can maybe just drag a utility straight onto the vocal track and give it some width, because the vocal sounds really narrow and you have all these other elements around. All the other elements, although they're building up the energy of the track, the vocal sounds a little hidden behind everything else. It's sort of really thin. But let's keep going because the build-up's sick. I got a feeling this is going to turn into fire. Hey Zach, man, I see you there in the chat. Let me know what DAW you use, man, because I use Ableton, right? And when you drag an acapella in, the default sort of audio format that everything imports into is called Beats. And basically with any audio sample, traditionally you have to change it to like Complex or Complex Pro so it doesn't sound so digital and glitchy. It kind of sounds like your vocal is something's happening to it. It doesn't sound organic, unless maybe it was hard to get the acapella for this. Maybe it's like you get one of those like YouTube rips or something. I'm not really sure, but the same comment as before. The vocal sounds a little thin. Like your production is sick, man. Like I love your stuff. I often play your tracks in clubs and stuff. Yeah, the vocals lacking a little in this one, in my opinion, man. It's only my opinion. Everyone can see here. It's already got like 5,500 plays. So 5,500 people think this song's great. I think it's great too. But yeah, okay. So the acapella was trash. So I'll stop hating on the vocal then, bro. Man, all your tracks have sick production. You always have this sort of Melbourne bounce style remixes to it. So man, keep it up. These are the kind of remixes that DJs search for on SoundCloud and play in their sets. So keep that going. Also, Zach, if you're just listening to this restream, jump on and have a look at what I'm going to show you for a sec. I'm sort of keeping track of everyone's sort of URLs here because I like leave comments and tag you guys on Instagram and stuff. See here, your user, you haven't claimed your username yet. Go claim your username. See how like Wilson's done it here, Complaint's done it here. It's super easy to do. And sort of when you send tracks to record labels, you don't have that sort of cheesy user sort of junk there. So I'll quickly show you how to do it if I remember. Won't take long. This is a good tutorial for everyone because a few of you guys haven't done this yet, and it's a nice little way to complete your profile. So profile edit, and then here it's not a field, like it's not a field box, but you can go in here, hit that edit button, and you can update your URL profile from user 6692 blah blah blah, all that trash. Update it to like Zach Bennett remix, Zach Bennett music or Zach Bennett to see what's available, man. Just looks neat and cool. I'm gonna stop talking and play this bloody remix out. So hope that helps, man. Yeah, guys, if you're tuned in online and you've got the laptop opened, open up another tab and go give Zach Bennett a follow, man. This guy is good. He makes really good stuff. Yeah, I remember us speaking a long time ago, bro. So if you have any tracks, man, let's catch up and have a chat, man, because I've always loved your music style. So, guys, we are going to push on. Thank you, Zach, for your track. We are pushing on. DTS, I saw you earlier in the chat, my friend. You're another person who hasn't claimed their username yet. So DTS Air Defense, let's have a listen. Nice. Yeah, cool. I'm detecting some distortion on that bass line, but it's intentional because it's not sort of clipping or anything. Well, it does. what it sounds like you've done is you've put like an aggressive overdrive on it, and then you've put a filter on it and sort of clipped it back down, which is a cool effect. You create some really cool sounds like we're hearing at the moment. A general comment is it sounds like that main melody dun, 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 sounds like that has no compression. So make sure you give that some sidechain. So every time the kick's happening, your melody sort of gets compressed a little in volume, so the kick still sort of punches through. And then in that way, you don't have to mix that sound so loud because it's all got its space. Don't know what I'm saying. Interesting as well, because this bass, this sub bass you have, it sounds a little wide. Like normally bass lines are pretty direct and through the center, but it's cool that you're trying something different. Also here, it sounds like the it sounds like that doesn't have any compression either. So you need to add, like from what I'm sounding, it sounds like there's no compression. So you need to add some sidechain compression to that. And I'm not sure, I've explained this a few times, but sidechain compression, what it does is it reacts to your kick. So every time your kick happens in your track, what it does, when you sidechain certain elements of your track, it'll duck the volume exactly when the kick's about to happen. So what happens is you don't have clashing occurring with your bass line and your kick, because that's what I'm hearing at the moment. So just a little hot tip for all you people out there tuned in. I see you there on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, guys. Smash the like button on YouTube, Facebook. Actually, no one's tuned in on Facebook, which is good because the comments aren't coming up anyway. Yeah, hope you guys are well. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, DTS man, nice track, man. It's really cool because it's like you've used sort of like minimal instrumentation to achieve this like pretty cool like mood. Like it's sort of deep, dark, mysterious, which is really cool. You don't have too much like going on in terms of like fancy things happening here, fancy things happening there. I really like the breakdown, how you stripped away certain elements in parts as well. I think that was really good. Overall, this is a good track, right, that you could possibly like send to another producer and possibly like collaborate with them and see if by sort of handing over your idea to someone else that they can transform it and send it back and sort of blow your mind. So that's my recommendation for you with that track, man. Yeah, if I'm pretty sure you're a member of the Discord as well. So yeah, be sure to sort of yeah, chat in the Discord. There's a thread called collab, bro, I think. Yeah, just post your idea in there. See if anyone's keen to collab with yo. All right, Zach, my friend, thank you for the donation, man. We're gonna have a listen to "So Hooked on Your Lovin'" Zach Bennett remix. Let's have a listen. Good groove already, man. Whoa, yes.
Another lonely night, aching for your kiss. Tossing, turning, craving for your bliss. Many longing for you. Many longing for your touch.
Nice, man. This is the difference between a good a cappella and a trash one. So, like, I was hating on your vocal from the last track because it was, like, pretty rubbish. This one, man, is so much cleaner. You've got, like, a nice little bit of reverb on it. And it's got some width. So it's sitting nicely in the mix because you always do these sort of, like, bass house sort of remixes. Like, these sort of, like, Melbourne bounce style bass lines. And it's good because your vocal's sitting, like, away from the bass very, very nicely, man. Zach, are you a member of the Discord, my friend? You should be, because there's some really, really good producers in there that you could collab with, bro, and you could go places. Nice, man. And then the outro, man. Like you're a high quality producer, right? So it's hard to sort of give you, like, this track's already got over 4K plays as well. So we're sort of past like the demo stage, right? I'll give you advice for like future tracks is give some love to your percussion. So you have like everything's mixed like perfectly. Volume, pitch, everything's in key. What I would do is you have all these really good little sort of like little like bridges between chords and things like that with your MIDI. What I would recommend is, so keep doing those sort of things, but also pay some attention to your percussion track as well. So there's moments in, like you have long sections here where the percussion sort of, it's just the kick, and you've got that sort of, and then you introduce the, like you could have a, like something, like a little like glitch in the, like something else in the percussion. And then that could add another layer of like awesomeness to your production. Something that really threw me off was the change from this sort of like groovy bit back into the so yeah, that's what reminded me. So you had this sort of riser, right, building this tension here, and it's good. You fooled me because I could hear the riser coming up. I'm like, oh, something's coming. Here it comes. Here it comes. And then you just drop back into the disco groove here, and I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. But that would be such a boss moment, like for a DJ, to drop that, and I know why you've done that. So you, as the DJ, you'd be like this, and you're a DJ, like I know you are, I can tell by your profile pic and stuff. So you'd be grooving with the audience, and then you'd be like, yo, let's switch it up, motherfuckers, here we go, let's go. Like, it's such a boss moment. So when you guys produce, you can produce these little moments in your track, especially if you're a DJ producer. You know when this part's coming, so you can be like doing your thing, and then you can be like, all right guys, like let's get dirty, and then the switch up happens. So man, really, really nice work. I love your style of production, man. So please submit more stuff, bro. We love you. All right, Acrobass, guys, I didn't expect so many tracks. This is good. I think we started with a list of 5, and we're now at track number 9, and we have a heap more to come. Acrobass, No Stress, featuring 423 Kid K. Nice collab. Thanks for the donation as well, Zach. Legend.
I won't ever stress no more. One day I'll be rolling in the dough. Ain't rich yet, but no, I ain't broke. See you want it, I'ma buy from the store. I don't got my fans already know. They say I'm next, any day I'm about to blow. Best player I can score any. Oh, she let me hit it on low low. Yeah, she whipping her photo. I told little mama no photo. You know no. Yeah, make a magic like hocus pocus. You know I gotta stay focused. Killing all these rubbing my courses. Try to do what I do, you choking. Hey, if you ain't with me, get up out my face. You probably never like me anyway. Why you always throwing so much shade? Probably mad cause you late. Whoa, I won't ever stress no more. One day I'll be rolling in the dough. Ain't rich yet, but no, I ain't broke. See you want it, I'ma buy from the store. I don't got my fans already know. They say I'm next, any day I'm about to blow. Best player I can score any.
Nice. Really nice, guys. This is a really cool track. I think with your sub bass, right? It sounds like there's more space in those sub frequencies to really blast speakers. Like at the moment your sub bass is nice. Like it would definitely come through on a set of like AirPods or like earphones. But for those with headphones, bro, you can open up those sub frequencies and really shake their brains. So that's my recommendation for this track so far. Love the vocal, love the production, I love the drop. The drop sounds very unique. Like we've never heard anything like that before, man. So really, really, really nice. Yeah, really nice, really tight. The vocals mixed very good as well. Yeah, man, the only thing, more sub frequencies, and that is a very, very nice track. All right, OVR, my friend. Hope you are well as well, my friend. Let's have a listen to, yeah, an ID, work in progress.
The night falls, the day breaks, same everything, new day. Give me a change, show me the old ways, what we used to do and how we used to play. Lost in this circle, stuck on repeat. I used to make you smile, now you make me scream. Lost in this circle, stuck on repeat. I used to make you smile, now you make me scream. I don't want the new ways, just give me the old days. Take my tomorrows, give me the yesterday. I don't want the new ways, just give me the old days. Take my tomorrow, give me the yesterday. Give me the yesterday. I don't want the new ways, just give me the old days. Take my tomorrow.
Man, I like that. I think the vocal, right? The vocal could be like a little louder overall in the mix. Only reason I say that is because when the build up happened and like more elements started to build around the vocal sort of, in my opinion, sounded like it got like stacked on top of with all your other elements. So it's wow, it's a really good track, man. Really. Yeah. Keep going with that, man. Maybe similar feedback to Acrobas. I think you have also some space down there in the sub frequencies. You have those like the big room sort of driving bass. You can definitely bring in more sort of sub bass frequencies to really sort of melt the ears of the listeners. Man, good track. I have nothing more to say on that one. Really, really good. All right. Ariane Jolie, Miles Apart, version 20. Oh, I know that feeling, bro. Let's have a listen.
I gave her the moon and the stars. She still wanted space, fell in love with the distance, and she got away. Now we're miles apart. I ain't seen her face, and it's driving me insane.
Is this a famous vocal? This sounds very familiar. I don't know. Can someone let me know in the chat? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but to me it sounds familiar. Very, very good so far.
Stars, she still wanted space, fell in love with the distance, and she got away. Now we're miles apart. I ain't seen her face, and it's driving me insane.
Nice. How you brought in all these little elements as well. The leads
Now
under a
we're
filter and
miles
then
apart. I ain't seen her face, and it's driving me insane. Now we're miles apart. I ain't seen her face, and it's driving me insane.
really nice.
I gave her the moon and the stars. She still wanted space, fell in love with the distance, and she got away. Now we're miles apart. I ain't seen her face, and it's driving me insane. I gave her the moon and the stars. She still wanted space, fell in love with the distance, and she got away. Now we're miles apart. I ain't seen her face, and it's driving me insane.
Nice.
Now we're miles apart.
This is so nicely done. I think your snare, right? The snare is a really tight snare, right? You could probably give it. I mean, what do you do to it? The maybe a few things. So the snare at the moment I'm gonna pick on because it's the only thing that in my ears is sticking out as being not perfect, right? Everything else is perfect. I can't stress this enough. The snare could use a little bit more volume, a little bit more width. So you can do that in two different ways. You can either add some reverb onto it, or you can add a utility and give it some stereo width, just so that it's a bit more present in the track. Because it's such a thin snare sample, it sounds a little like weak. But that's like such a hard criticism of the track. It's like the only thing that that I can recommend to upgrade because everything is already at 100% of awesomeness.
I ain't seen her face and it's driving me insane. I gave her the moon and the stars. She still wanted space, fell in love with the distance, and she got away. Now we're miles apart. I ain't seen her face and it's driving me insane.
Yeah, I love that. Really good track. I love the bass line. Everything's mixed to perfection. Just the snare. Snare sounds a little thin and a little weak, in my opinion. This sounds like a sort of radio track, radio ready. All right, man, I'm going to push on to Adam Zakis, Around the World Original Mix. Man, welcome to the sort of channel, the stream. Feel free to join the Discord community. I'm not sure if my shortcuts don't work here, but let me find a link and I'll post it for you. Also, I'm going to go through your SoundCloud profile. I'll give you a follow. I'll go through your SoundCloud profile, see if there's anything we can sort of suggest that you improve. Let's have a listen. Thank you for the donation, Wilson. Really nice. Good energy so far.
I know I've gotta keep my pace. I realize you're gone the second time you feel my ace. I'll hold your hand, you know I will, baby. We'll win this fight. Dance along the style, he's gotta be the same alive.
I think a bit of a common theme tonight has been with the vocal. This vocal as well is really good. I think you're underutilizing the quality of this vocal. So you can definitely add like vocal chops, pitch bends, and things like that to turn the vocal from not just a vocal, but to become like a bit of a major element of the track in terms of chopping. Maybe you can dump it into a sampler and play some really cool sort of tones in there. And it also it's sort of a little quiet for the track overall, so definitely give the vocal a little bit of boost in terms of volume. Yeah, let's continue.
Going around this world, wonderful living. We're going around this world, not just
Nice. This track overall is pretty good. I think the tonal kick you have, the dom 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 dom, I think you can bring that down a little bit in terms of volume, and then it won't stand out so much. I know you're trying to make it drive the track, and it is, but it's sort of overdriving the track. Everything else gets a little lost behind that kick. Maybe that's just because I was focusing on it a little bit too much, but man, overall, a few small changes in terms of mixing. And then, yeah, play around with your vocal a bit more. Be creative. Yeah, Adam, as I said, man, I put a link to our Discord community. Feel free to join. It's literally free to join. Basically, what it is, it's a community where all of us, so like all the people over 50 weeks worth of live streams have all jumped into this community. We help each other out. We collaborate. We pump each other's social media. You can collaborate with others. You can just talk about music. It's a really cool, fun, inclusive, and sort of safe place to hang out and post your ideas. So you are more than welcome to join, my friend. Yeah, welcome. All right, Wilson, thank you for the donation, my friend. Let's have a listen to Asteroid. Oh, with the vocal by Like Blue. Here we go, guys. Another Discord collaboration. So far, so good. The production is good. The vocal's a little bit quiet in terms of volume. I like all the AAAs. They're hitting the correct notes in most parts. Some are a little off pitch, which is not the biggest deal in the world. But you can get a plugin called, I think it's called Melodyne. I'll just write it in the chat. Melodyne. And it's something that you can use to correct pitch, so tonal pitch, especially with vocals. Super easy to use. I think it costs money. But yeah, depends what kind of person you are. There's plenty of cracked versions out there if you don't want to spend money, but I recommend you spend the money. Yeah, and get the plugin. It's really, really good, especially with vocal correction. I have the plugin. I love it. Maybe it will help with these tiny, tiny pitch corrections on the vocal. But let's keep listening because it's just the intro. Nice. I like just that basic thing you did there, Wilson. You automated an effect on the vocal, sort of filtered it down, and then you had your lead sort of fill in the space. That was really nice. It was sort of a nice little shift, and now you shifted it back. Yeah, I was just gonna say with the hiss from the vocals. Yeah, you can put a really sharp EQ cutoff in the high frequencies. You get rid of a lot of the hiss, and be sure in the vocal track to chop out any breaths. So like you can hear in this vocal already some like so you can sort of chop them out so they don't exist. Really good. To be honest, this is a match made in heaven with Wilson and Like Blue. Really nice. I think your sort of melodic, dreamy trance is complemented extremely well by these like beautiful, dreamy vocals. So this could be a very interesting collaboration for you guys. It might result in many tracks in the future. could definitely integrate the vocal a little more in that section, Wilson. Will do, man. Really nice, guys. I'm excited for this project because this can lead to a lot of success in the future, especially with future tracks. So obviously it's a work in progress, which is perfectly fine. Not sure if the vocal RRRs are sort of placeholder vocals for now and there's going to be lyrics come in. If not, the RRRs are cool, but it's so easy to integrate some sort of lyrics. So like with this style music, like Blue and Wilson, you always talk about, like real cheesy stuff like, I stare into the stars, and I see deep in your eyes, and like all that sort of cheesy stuff. And it takes the listener on a journey, and it's like, oh wow, like I wish I could like dream about the stars and all that sort of crap. Yeah, wow. Like I'm really excited to see, I'm excited to see where this goes, because I remember I've reviewed this track a few times, Wilson, of yours, and it got to a point where it was good, and now with the vocal on top, this has taken it like to an exciting sort of crossroad, in that now it's time to utilize the vocal of Like Blue, give it a bit more love, especially in this section here. There's like a long sort of instrumental section here. Definitely integrate the vocal a little more, because this style of music, as I said before, complements each other really, really nicely. Guys, I'm excited. Who else is excited? I see all your chats there, guys. Add Captain as well in collab. No, definitely do not crop my vocal. Yeah, guys, I'm loving this. Honestly, I was expecting to review about 6 tracks tonight and then have some rest. But we're going well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get through these final few tracks. I'm getting pretty tired, and I don't want to push my health too much, because I've been struggling the last few weeks with some things. But Addy Music's, it's time for Lies. Addy Music's and Like Blue. Jeez, Like Blue, you're in everything at the moment. Here we go. Sick. I'm picturing like a smoky bar. Oh, wow. Really good. Again, the vocal's a little quiet for the mix. I'm not sure, maybe it's my headphones or something this week, but most vocals I've heard tonight have been like quiet in the mix. So give this vocal the attention it deserves, mix it louder, and it sounds a little, sounds like the EQ in the sort of high frequencies is rounded off a little bit. That could be intentional. We're only 40 seconds in. Let's continue.
Made me believe that we were heading for the sun. Look at us now. Oh, you're hot and cold, been for too long. Where do we go from here? I'm done with your lies, done with your eyes.
I hear as well you've sort of you've duplicated the vocal and pitched it down a little bit, and it's in the sort of the left channel, a bit, like it's panned to the left, just double check how many semitones you've dropped it down, because it sounds like you haven't dropped it down a full semitone. It's creating this sort of, I mean, it's very tiny, but it's creating this tiny disharmonic, which is actually adding to the mystique of the track. So don't get rid of it. I'm just sort of letting you know that I hear it. And I don't know if I don't know. Let's keep listening. No, it's not an odd harmony. It's a harmonic. So like on a keyboard, when you hit like C, like C3, and then you hit C4, it's like the same note, but just up an octave. And when you sort of go down the piano one note at a time, and you're hitting C, and then you hit C, B, A, and all these other notes, some of them hit in the same scale, and that means they're in key, and they create a correct harmonic. But occasionally you hit a note that's not in the same key, and it creates a disharmonic. Yeah, you get what I mean. Okay, good. Took too long to explain. More reverb, definitely. You know what this is? This is Baby making music.
Baby, I'm moving on now. Baby, don't come back. Asking me how you doing. Don't be stopping me. Don't be asking me. You had your time to show me the sign. Your heart and
So, Addy, with notes like this, where Like Blue hits this this long note, hang on,
the sign.
so you can automate some reverb to go like, and it creates these cool little moments. You can even render it to a new clip, and basically have a vocal chop that you have in a second clip, just with heaps of reverb on it. I'm talking like 6 to 10 seconds worth of reverb. So you get these really cool sort of vocal trails that continue throughout the track as your track progresses. And it's cool. It adds to the sort of like the lazy, smoky vibe of sort of like the vocal is sort of like dragging behind. I think that's a really cool effect you could try out and see if it sort of adds to the vibe of the track. You guys have created a phenomenal vibe. It's what a contrast between Wilson's sort of like high energy, melodic, sort of dreamy, and you know, like, I don't know, like determined style of track. This is sort of like laid back, chill, in a bar. Just proves the sort of versatility of Like Blue. So, digital round of applause for your flexibility and your vocal range. Really, really cool.
Your heart and cold, been for too long. Where do we go from here? I'm done with your lies, done with your eyes. I'm ready to fall.
Yeah, nice work, guys. Nice work. I'm going to push on to Matt Oid. Enamore, work in progress. Let's have a listen. Really good job, guys. Ah, Porter Robinson vibes, instantly. This I just wrote in the comments. This reminds me a lot of the track Porter Robertson Language. Huge track, but let's hear this build. It's sounding very, very good. Yeah, this is the chat's already started about the chords. There's gonna be discussion about these chords because on the first progression, when I heard it, I was like, ooh, like you might if you were watching or if you rewind, you would have seen my face kind of be like, ooh, like, oh, that's a wrong note. But yeah, how you've done it is it sort of switches key there in the last 1, 2, 3 chords. So it's an interesting chord progression, to say the least. Like it's up for debate. So yeah, and this is the thing with music, guys, is some people love it and other people it sticks out and it goes, ugh, you know. This track is like a really good fusion between like 2014 Porter Robertson and 2014 Zed. That's what it sounds like to me at the moment. If those two collabed on a track, this is what it would sound like. Really, really nice. Yeah. Really nice with the strings. Yeah, love it. Yeah, okay, so I'm sitting on the fence, we say in English, with the chords, so I'm not going to lean one way or the other. It's basically listening to the drop the second time around, the chords don't sound as like out of place to my ears in comparison to when I heard it the first time. What I really love is your sort of intonation, like the bump, 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 bump. That's really, really cool. You could make this even tighter if you did a full cutoff on the master volume on your master channel, because there are some elements that are continuing to run through. I think it's your main sort of synths of your chords are going like bump, 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 but then there's other elements that sort of are playing all the way through. If you automate all those out, you have a really short, sharp bump, bump. Might be a cool dynamic to add to your track. So you've got the, you could have the, like, everything cut out. up. Try it with, you can probably use like a compressor of some sort to really cut the volume out, or you can just draw an automation curve on the master chain. Sick song. I like where that's going. So keep working on that. We're going to listen to Hyperthermite Asylum. Let's have a listen now. Oh, nice. The sub bass in your intro, it's very, very low in terms of frequency and also in terms of like the octave on the piano. So the headphones I have are very bass responsive. But for example, if you were listening on like AirPods or something like that, the bass frequencies wouldn't come through as well. So you can do two things. You can layer that sub bass, so keep the sub bass you have and add another one, mix it accordingly, or try just shifting your bass up one octave on your piano roll, and that might sit in a better sort of frequency space that's able to be sort of produced through other headphones. I hope that makes sense. Let's continue. Bass is fat, yes. The same thing could be happening in the drop here. The sub frequency might be a little too subby. Consider again putting it up an octave so that it's produced a bit, so that the sound can be produced by headphones and earphones and things like that. But so far so good. Very high end. You got this cool balance between like high energy and darkness. So this section's very dark. You got these sound effects happening left and right. The arpeggiator starting to come in on automation. This is really good. Good percussion, good attention to detail on the percussion. Nice. So this is all the characteristics of like a classic big room track, man. So really well done. Everything's mixed very nice. All the elements fit well together. Everything's mixed in key. Everything, all the sound design is good. Like all the sounds sound like they belong together in the track. The only comment again is the sub bass. So not sure. Like this would sound sick in a nightclub because nightclub sound systems traditionally can produce those low frequencies. Same with a lot of subwoofers in cars, but not so much for like your most common listener, which would be the person sitting on the bus with their headphones in. So always have to consider the bulk of your audience being those people that sit on the bus going to school or the train going to work. They are the people that will be listening to your music. So make sure you optimize the music to those listeners. I hope that helps you, my friend. Hope that helps everyone. Hope we're all well. guys, I'll see you on YouTube. Smash the like button if you're still alive. All right, Naiad. Let's have a listen to Naiad and Vardhan. Don't know. Final. Let's have a listen. I hope I'm pronouncing your names right as well, guys. I apologize in advance. This is always on the fly. I've never heard these songs before. I've never read these names before. So here we go. A lot of detuning going on. Cool. No worries, my friend. Really good track. Really good.
If I don't know where to go or who to turn to, one thing's for sure, I depend.
Really nice that the vocal is sitting very nicely in the mix. It's front and center. It's loud, and it's receiving the attention it deserves from the listener.
One thing's for sure, I depend on you.
Okay, very like minimal drop. Cool. I like the static like in the background, like the vinyl crackle. That's kind of cool. Pitched vocal, good. Definitely had some reverb on the vocal, so it's had some tail happening. Yeah, I don't. In terms of sound design, I don't like that new sound effect you've just brought in. Doesn't really fit with the track so far. So what you can do, if you really love that sound and you want to keep that in the track, make sure that you tease that sort of that new sound that started here, that wop thing. Sort of let's say it sounds like a duck, bit of a duck, quack quack. Make sure that you tease that sound a little bit throughout the front half of the track, so that when it starts, it doesn't sound so foreign or doesn't sound so out of place to the listener. Also, your hi-hats, they're mixed a little loud for the track, so bring them down a little bit in volume. And definitely some reverb on that vocal, especially. It's going, so it's sort of... Yo, Kelko, I'm good, bro. So wait, what was this? There it was again. There was one like random note that happened somewhere here. Oh, the womp. And it just happened again here. That one, that note. So that's, in my opinion, that's telling the listener that a new sound is about to be integrated, but it hasn't. So with sound design, those two little elements sound out of place to the track. So consider either implementing it more throughout the track or get rid of it altogether, because it sort of stands out to the listener in a bad way, to be like, oh, what's that? Like, is something new about to happen? And from what it sounds like, no, it's not. So it's sort of, in terms of sound design, those two elements aren't really fitting in with the track at the moment. Some things I really like are the chords. I think the kick as well. You need to look at your kick. Your kick sounds like it's pitched up too much. You know what? And it's pitch the kick down a little so that it's sitting in the right key. At the moment, it sounds a little too sharp. I really, really love all these little detuned elements that are coming in. That like you hear it sort of like detune. That's really, really cool. That gives a really sort of like dreamy psychedelic vibe to the track, which is good. And yeah, you take the listener to a very interesting place with this track. It's a very unique sound for sure. So don't sort of change too much with this track, because it's already unique with what you've done. So really nice. That's interesting. Yeah. Thank you for sending in your track, my friend. I'm going to push on because I'm fast running out of time. Yash, Axel Johansson, Wonderland, Yash remix. Let's have a listen. No worries, my friend. Thank you for submitting your music, and hopefully hear from you again next week.
Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody left who cares? All I wanna do is dance here in Wonderland. I've been hiding from a big bad world, but you can't find me in the things that hurt. We don't need to understand here in Wonderland. La 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 la. We don't need to understand here in Wonderland.
Nice, man. So you have all the elements of like an EDM track. You're at the stage where you now need to start to pay attention to key. So a lot of your samples and a lot of your sort of reproduction of the remix is out of key from the vocal. So it doesn't take, it doesn't take too long to fix, but it takes a lot of time to learn and to hear when something's out of key. So I would say in 2015, it probably took me like 6 months to understand a kick being in key or out of key, a hi-hat being in key or out of key. It took me a long time to grasp the concept, but I guarantee you, once you get this understanding, this listening, this sort of skill, then you'll notice when you put things in key correctly, it just sounds like a well-gelled machine. This at the moment sounds a little bit disjointed because everything's out of key, but once you find that skill and adjust everything into key, your tracks will sound a lot sort of more gelled together. Also, what's really important is compression. So, Yash, you need to add. You have your loud sort of, chords and your loud sort of melody, your lead happening over the top of everything, and it's incredibly loud. And what I can hear you've done is you've made the kick really loud so that it can be heard. But what you actually have to do with your lead, it's very digital, very like loud. You need to add to your lead what's called sidechain, and what it does is it compresses your sound. So every time there's a beat with your kick, it will duck the volume so that your kick is heard. Because at the moment you have two loud sounds trying to be loud, and it just doesn't work like that. Music doesn't work like that. So you need to add a compressor called a sidechain compression to your lead. So every time the kick happens, if this is your melody doing this is the volume of your melody. Every time the kick comes, the volume needs to drop. So drop. So it's like, yeah, it's hard to explain with my hands, but if you just maybe look up a tutorial or two on sidechain compression, maybe they can explain it a bit better. They'll explain it a lot longer. I'm trying to push through the submissions here, but that's what I recommend. Because you can hear in sections like this, I hear with my ears that the vocal is hitting different notes to what you've sort of produced underneath the track. So just yeah, my advice for you, Yash, is to focus on key and also timing, because we hear some samples here hitting sort of not in the right time code. So make sure your samples are sort of adjusted correctly to the beat grid as well of the music production. And yeah, once you pick up these small skills, it will be, yeah, it will be, you will notice your music production quality improve a lot. So that's my advice for you, my friend. Ear Doctor, welcome to the stream, the channel, the community. Feel free to join the Discord community as well, man. We have, yeah, our own Discord here. So feel free to join. I'll post it in the chat. Boom, there it is. Let's have a listen to True Space Dab. I'm also going to go through your SoundCloud profile, see if there's anything I can recommend to make it more appealing and more awesome to music producers and record labels. Let's have a listen to True Space Dab. Also, Coco, no, send it in really quick. I'm about to finish up, but get it in, son. So, Ear Doctor, make sure you add some information here. There's always an information panel here. Let us know where you're from, what got you excited about music, list all your social medias so people can connect and interact with you. Very important these days. Nice, Ear Doctor. So far, so good. Nice little trap beat here. I think you're at the stage where you understand like music production and beats and sort of like creating melodies and loops to sort of create a song. What you need to now start to develop is what's called your mixing skills. So this is where you make you basically adjust the volume of things. So for example, your kick, your snare, your hi-hats, your piano, you need to mix them, the mixing, different volumes so that they all start to gel nicely as a track. Because at the moment, what's occurring is your kick is very loud in the mix, and what that is doing is sort of overshadowing everything else that you've created in this track. So you need to make your kick a little bit quieter so that everything else is more equalized in your track. Yeah. Also, I hear that you are using tonal kicks. So your kicks, the kicks you've selected are sort of like doo, 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 doo. So make sure that those tones are in the same key as your sort of piano melody, and then your tracks will gel a lot as well. If you're watching this back on YouTube, Ear Doctor, just rewind back to the track before that I reviewed from Yash. I spoke a lot about key and chords, and to make sure that all your elements are in key. It's a really important skill to develop, and then once you have that skill, your music production goes from good, right? The beats you're creating here are good, but once you acquire that skill of mixing and also tuning, so like having things in key, yeah, you go from good to like amazing. So that's what I recommend for you. I hear the kicks trying to be the bass line, but it's sort of not working too well at the moment. So, man, encouraging. Let's quickly check out your profile. I assume you are also like a Corona producer. Yeah, so we have a lot of tracks from a year ago, 2 years ago. Okay, we're going a bit back. That's good, man. Keep working on your skills as a music producer. Music is an amazing thing. It's fun. It's ruthless, but it's very, very rewarding when you get it right. Criticizen, let's have a listen to Fury, VIP. Whoop. What's happening? Ah, let's go again. Cool, and guys, the Coco will be the last track of the night, so chill thing. Nice. So Criticizen, same advice for you, my friend, that I think I gave Yash, is your lead sound, the blah, 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 that sort of sound is cool. Super digital, super glitchy. Reminds me a bit of like a sort of Daft Punk vibe, but you have to compress that with the kick. You have to make sure that that sound reduces in volume every time the kick hits, because at the moment it's just like clashing. So it doesn't take long to get right, but once you get it, it sounds awesome. Yeah, Criticizen. Nice, man. You have this raw aggression in your tracks now, which is cool. I remember you used to have these sort of light, sort of like basic ideas that were sort of very thin. Now you're creating these tracks which are much more aggressive and sort of have this like wall of sound. Now it's time for you to sculpt that wall. I think, yeah, I mean, it's every track is a learning experience. You're always trying new things and improving your skill as a music producer. So yeah, just keep making music, man. Just keep playing around with things, and eventually you'll find something that works and works well, and then you'll have your first amazing track. Thanks for sending in your music, my friend. Guys, this will be the last track of the night. After Chill Thing from Coco, I'm going to draw the Artist of the Week. And basically what the Artist of the Week is, guys, is I give you a sort of a shout out on the Instagram. I also send a DM to everyone who submitted a track and recommends that you give the Artist of the Week a follow on SoundCloud. So final track, then Artist of the Week. Yeah, mix is not there yet, but it's just the idea. The idea is good. I like the sort of funky bass line. It's really, really nice. This Coco, have you considered slowing this down to like 110 BPM or something like that? And then it would be like a sort of like mellow sort of house track. I don't know, like it could sound interesting, a bit slower. I don't know, worth a try. So far so good. Let's listen to this change up and see what happens. Nice. Man, really cool. You have all of your tracks, man, have such a unique sound. That's why you are like continually winning like remix contests and stuff, man. Yeah, congratulations as well, man, for winning the Give Up Your Girl remix contest along with David Brings, who lives ironically 20 minutes away from me here in Germany. So I'm going to catch up with him and say hi. And man, I love all your tracks have this sort of like digital glitch sound to it. Really, really cool, really unique. So don't ever lose that unless you want to sort of branch off into a new direction. But all your sounds sound so unique, so cool. Yeah, very, very strong idea. So yeah, like you've already said, work on your mixing. You can definitely add in some more automation, a few more elements. The drop is a really good, strong surprise in the track. So yeah, what more can I say? Guys, we are going to draw our artist of the week. So here we go. So we had 20 tracks reviewed tonight. Perfect 20. Hey Siri, can you pick a random number between 1 and 20?
A random number between 1 and 20 is 14.
14. Okay, guys, and the winner of Artist of the Week with this track, Addy Musics and Like Blue. So what I'll do, I'll give both of you a bit of a promo. And yeah, everyone will get a DM about your profiles, guys. Thanks again, guys. I know I've been away for a month. I've been a little bit, had a few like health issues, but I'm all good now, hopefully. So thanks a lot for tuning in. To all the new guys, welcome to the community. Join the Discord, and yeah, hopefully see you next week. Woo!